Ladies, gentlemen, and youth bowlers from all walks of life, welcome to the Kegel Show. My name is Don Agent, and I'll be this week's host. And on this episode, we have gathered the entire Weber Men's Championship team. And I'd like to welcome all of you here. And would also like to start out by saying, on behalf of Kegel, myself, and everybody in this building, we are thoroughly proud at your intercollegiate championship wins, and as well as Tom Hankey with your singles win there as well. So we're going to start off, kind of get everybody to kind of know all of y'all. So we're going to start around the room, like you just kind of give your name, years you've been bowling, as well as what are you studying academically currently at Weber College.
Absolutely. My name is Max Tamburino. I'm from Ohio. I actually just graduated Weber with a sports management and probably been bowling for about 22 years.
Fantastic.
My name's Tom Hankey. I'm from Massachusetts. I have been bowling for 17 years, and I'm a CIS major.
My name is Adam Glickman. I'm from Long Island, New York. I've been bowling for about 12 years, and I am a marketing major.
Nash Medico from Greenville, South Carolina. I'm a finance major, and I've been bowling for about 15 years.
I'm Evan Baranecki. I'm from Cape Coral, Florida. I'm a marketing major as well as Glick, and I've been bowling for 18 years.
My name is Adam Zimmerman. I'm also from Long Island, New York, and I've been bowling for about 16 years or so, and I'm a sports business management major.
So we got quite a bit of bowling experience between y'all, plus some pretty impressive academia that y'all are studying. So this should be an interesting one. On behalf of the congratulations as well from all of us at Kegel, the trophy looks fantastic, by the way, inside of our training center, and we appreciate y'all bringing it back to us. We look at that on a daily basis. Listen, take us through a little bit of the 2019 season. You all worked hard to get here, obviously. Was there a time during the season specifically that you thought to yourselves, wow, we can really seriously grab this when we get there?
I personally, myself, I never disbelieved that we couldn't win, but it really hit me after we won the match against William Penn.
Okay.
From once we won that match, it was in the back of my head, this is about 90% chance we're winning this.
Do you guys feel about the same on that one as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like you're talking specifically at nationals, but throughout the season, I mean, on all the years that I've bowled, there was something different about this team as far as like the way we communicated and how well we wanted to play together, and how we all there was no, I don't know, prestige against certain people. We all wanted to have the same thing, and didn't really matter who was bowling. We all wanted to have the same outcome. So I don't know. This year just felt different, or the year that we won just felt different than the other years that I bowled on the team.
Tighter bond,
Yeah.
maybe more in the same
absolutely.
focal
Definitely.
points type of
Absolutely.
thing. Well, live as a team, die as a team. I mean,
Absolutely.
honestly,
Exactly.
especially in the competitive arena. Obviously, you all do a ton of training. I mean, we see it here. You're part of our extended family, obviously. But how much time do y'all really spend training, and what are some of the key things you work on? I mean, Max, you got anything that sticks out in your head when you were in the mix of this?
I mean, the first thing that sticks out to me is just knowing each other's game.
Okay.
Our key to last year's championship was knowing each other's game, knowing each other as well off the lanes, and having that bond together. That was just that. Even though we were a new team, we did it quickly, and it really showed at the end of the season that everybody was selfless, and everybody knew each other to the point where we loved to do it together.
Any other comments on that?
I mean, definitely what he says. I mean, it's not even just exactly what they like to see on the lane, but each person reacts differently. Like, there's more introverts versus extroverts on the team.
Sure.
I mean, you got, Glick and Hankey here, who they're very to themselves, and definitely Nash, very to themselves. So
Nash waves at me in the daytime when I come in. I do get a wave from him.
There's definitely certain things that people like to hear when they're bowling. I know, Zim likes to get pumped up. Max likes to get pumped up, especially Matt when he wants to bowl in the 10th.
Right.
There's certain things you can say to them to get them fired up, and then there's there's definitely different things to say to different people.
And we should mention, you know, Matt's not with us at this point in time, so a big
Yes.
shout out to him on that, because I know
as well as Brennan House.
and Brennan Howe.
Mr. Bean.
So
Okay.
I know y'all were all obviously instrumental, because it was the entire team that was responsible for that, so we're only missing
Absolutely.
a couple.
Always.
Which team, in your opinion, now y'all might have different answers, and that's okay, but which team, in your opinion, is the biggest challenge currently for y'all to go up against head to head?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
that's
like-
probably
It's
my
a solid
guess.
answer.
I mean, the
Well, you got the O'Keefes. That's a tough-
The wins have been separated the past couple years between us and them. So,
Right.
I mean, they know their knowledge. They know us. They do things similar in the team aspect, and I know that. I mean, we all know they train just as hard. So, I mean, that's my first opinion.
That's solid. That's solid. By one of our staff members went to McHenry rather, Thomas Watson.
Yep.
You know, and he would kind of fill me in on how solid that team was, and obviously with Brian and Shannon back there as a coaching equivalent, they definitely have got everything together on their end. How about some defining moments specifically that stood out for each of you? And we'll answer this in the order that we did the intros. We'll start with Max first. Defining moments during the competition itself
As in nationals.
that stuck out.
So, I mean, he already mentioned it once. Is the William Penn match.
Okay.
The year before, so he was a freshman last year, so he didn't experience it. Only a few of us did. I mean, that's the team that beat us in 8 the year before to even take us out of nationals. And they had us on the brink of beating us again. So once we got past them, made a pretty emotional, it took the emotion out of it and made a bowling decision and just started playing the lane to get spares. It gave us rhythm again, and that was the defining moment in my eyes to bring that tournament back to where we could start bowling again and competing, because we were struggling before that.
And Max, you actually, Tom, you actually led off with that, so we'll defer over to Glick. Same thing, or did you have a different moment?
Well, I would agree to that, but I will pick a different one for personal
Okay.
reasons. So mine would be when we were bowling against McKendree in the second match to make the TV show. My last shot in the 9th frame. I knew both of us, both our games were very close.
Okay.
I didn't know if we all struck out what the score would be, but I knew that we were on 5 or 6 in a row, and I knew they were probably on 4 in a row or something like that. And just being in the moment, and Matt always, we talked about before, everyone gets told something different. Almost all the time, Matt's just give me a chance. And whenever I heard that, it's okay, we still have a chance, so I just got to do what my best, whatever is from the back of the approach to the foul line, and then in between there, if I'm good, then I'll be happy. So I did that, and I pured the shot, and it struck, and they gave us a bigger chance to win.
Fantastic.
So that was my personal.
Fantastic. Nash, will bounce to you, buddy.
I'd go with what Max said. I mean, going 0-3 against William Penn and just finding it within you to make the comeback. I mean, Dell made the call. I mean, we were really close, and we just needed, a little bit of a change, and we could just go off from there. And that's, being able to trust Dell in that moment, and being able to trust ourselves to make those shots whenever we needed it. And being down in the hole on 3, I mean, we're almost out of the tournament.
Oh, it's huge.
And we lose,
Huge
we lose
comeback.
that game, and we're out. I mean, it's just incredible.
It gives me chills thinking about it.
Yeah.
Same thing? Or you got something different?
For me
This is
personally,
scripted.
yeah, for me personally, I was in the hospital the first day of qualifying. After qualifying
wow.
was over, I went to the hospital with Ruben, and so I wasn't really sure if I was going to bowl the next day. So Ruben was on his phone looking at the matches when they bowled McKendree the first time, and then I think you guys bowled Manual, right? The first day.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Manual, and then we lost.
Yeah, so we're watching the phone and whatnot, and so the second day I remember the first shot of practice. I mean, I could barely feel my body because it was so weak. And then once I started bowling, it started to come back to me. So I was just really fortunate to be able to bowl, and still play a part of the team. But yeah, certainly, I mean, that match there were so many memories that came about from the previous year, and it was just kind of I really hope we don't go down that road again. But it was just incredible weight was lifted off once we had moved past that match.
That sounds like a lifelong memory for all of y'all at some point.
Absolutely.
You'll
Especially
remember
for the
that
people
match
that were
forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with everybody. I was going to bounce off him anyway from what he said because I
Okay.
thought that was probably like the big thing because he's a huge part of this.
Hmm.
And for him to bowl on the show, I mean, like probably the best part about that show is that he got up and threw a messenger, like just slung a pin across the deck and took 10 out and absolutely lost it. On the show.
Recovering from sickness. That's pretty good there.
And I thought that was like the coolest thing. Everybody went crazy. We went nuts, and like it was just the fact that he was being there and being able to bowl, like it was like no other.
That's going to kind of bring me into my next question. I mean, obviously, team bowling, you know, as you all know, you're a product of it. It's about working together, supporting one another, you know, on and off the lanes. Do y'all feel that as a group, you're also a team off the lanes as well?
Oh my God,
Yeah,
yes.
Family for sure.
That's awesome. I love to
By
hear
far.
that. And, you know, we've had Tom on the show once before, and he had actually mentioned that at one time, that y'all were very, very tight. And, you know, that's what makes true champions and true friendships for life. So I give you all thumbs up on that one. What events are coming up that y'all have specific sights on for this new season?
I personally, I can't wait for the first tournament of the year. Our first,
Perfect. No?
our first regular tournament of the year is this first SCAD tournament at the end of September.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's in 2 weeks. And then
Oh, so
our,
you're going up to Katie's neck of
Yes,
the
we
woods.
are.
Fantastic. All right.
and our first Tier 1 event of the year is in Milwaukee. It's the week after that. I can't wait. I'm giddy. I really can't wait.
That's great. Now, how does that work out emotionally? We got Katie Thornton up there, and we've got Verity as well going up there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of a family reunion to some degree,
Yeah.
but they're trying to come after you and take you down as well. So
Yeah.
It's a great start.
Yep.
SCAD's got a really good team. They won
do.
NAI last year. They got a lot of good kids this year. They're definitely making the rankings up
I
there.
was impressed by their performance last year, without a doubt. All right, this is where we're going to go around the room. Any advice for someone that wants to go to college and also pursue bowling as an avenue?
I would have to say working just as hard as any other sport. Bowling is a game of knowledge and pursuing confidence for yourself. And bowling at the level that we competed at, you find a confidence within yourself, and then you combine that with a team, and great things can happen. And I think just the advice of telling somebody, you know, treat it like you treat any other sport, because people kind of degrade bowling sometimes
Oh,
when it comes
absolutely.
to competition. But there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot to do to beat everybody else that's doing the same thing. So no matter what, it's still competitive, and people are competing against each other. So you still got to be at the top of your game.
Sound advice. Go to you, Tom.
Feeding off of what Max said, I think a lot of it is finding an environment that fits you and finding people that you want that have the same passion for the game as you do. And like Dell said before, like we all mentioned, we all love to bowl with each other, and everybody that happened to work their way into varsity last year, we all love to bowl together. And I mean, these guys are my family, and
That's 2/3 of the battle right there.
yeah,
I mean,
being
you're
with-
one supreme unit together, moving
Yeah.
in, you know, fluid motion, without a doubt.
I would say not to leave any option out. When I was in high school, I heard of Weber because my high school coach actually took the high school team here once.
Oh, okay.
Like way back when.
Really?
But I actually never really wanted to go here because I was more of a science person, so I really didn't want to do anything with business.
Understood?
But it wasn't until senior year in October in 2015 where I had my visit here, where I just loved the whole environment. What I saw here was nothing like what high school is where I'm from, or at least my high school area, because we didn't have as much competition. Like half the people use house balls, and it was just degrading from what this is. So just look at all your options and make sure you thoroughly look through them, because you don't want to count anything out unless you know for sure that you don't want to be a part of it.
Excellent. Nash?
I would say find the right coach and find some good mentors because there's a lot of bad information out there.
Very sound.
If you work on the wrong thing and you go to college and you don't have a good year. I mean, a lot of people just quit their first year. So it's definitely important to find somebody you can trust and somebody that can give you the right information so that you go into college prepared.
Very solid.
That was definitely what I was going to say is find the right coach, because for me personally, Dell and I just clicked because we are super competitive, and I could not. Now that I'm here, I couldn't bowl for somebody else that isn't that competitive. You know what I mean?
cool.
It's like it doesn't matter what we're doing. As far as when you're asking us, like if we hang out outside of college bowling, like we go play mini golf all the time, and I mean I want to beat him all the time. It doesn't even matter what we do. I always want to beat Max. And so Dell's the same way. It doesn't matter what we're doing. Like if we're playing cards, he always wants to win, and I couldn't bowl for somebody else that isn't as competitive as I am.
Yeah, we're most of us here came from a pretty competitive background.
Yeah.
In fact, our producer that's running the camera right now, Bob Ford, wants to come over to the house, play a little bit of chess here. I'm thinking coming up in the next week or so. So, all right, last one.
I'm gonna bounce off kind of what Glick said about don't leave your options fairly open, especially like being a senior in high school, like looking into colleges or whatever. Like go for a visit. Like if you're interested here, come for a visit and check it out. Because if you see the environment and you love it, like when I first personally came here for my visit, like it kind of like clicked immediately, and I was just like, this is where I want to be. Like this is what I want to do. I love bowling, so does everybody else here. So I would just really say what Glick said, and just leave options open when you're looking into school or for college bowling especially.
Well, I'll tell you, all those comments and advice really factor into all these pictures that are up here, because I mean, we didn't get 6 different answers here. Y'all actually answered some of the same things as a true team would. Before we close this show out, I would like to specifically see all of y'all put your hands forward and show our audience those beautiful rings that you brought home. Once again, gentlemen, congratulations on behalf of everyone here at Kegel. We wish y'all a fantastic season coming up. And I know you will make us proud, just like the women have every year as well. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for today. Keep those wrenches turning. Have a wonderful day.